feel tired, drained, unhappy, you don't feel like waking up in the morning, we're here for you. So today we're going to be talking about depression.
The Enlightened Show. Be inspired, be motivated, be enlightened with your hosts Diana and Nkatha.
On set, I'm with a young psychology student called Purity Moraa. How are you doing, Purity?
I'm good, Diana. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, finally you're on the Enlightenment Show.
Finally.
Yeah. So, who is Purity Moraa?
My name is Purity Moraa. I am a mental health advocate and wellness enthusiast.
Yeah.
I am also a student at Kenyatta University. I am a member of Amazing Minds Africa and club in school that supports students on campus on mental well-being.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, so today we are going to be talking about depression.
Yeah.
And this is a common challenge that people face.
Very common.
Yeah, so what's the definition of depression? What's depression?
It's a mood disorder, really, that anyone can get it. Anyone can go through depression. And it is not an illness, because that is, I think, one of the most stigmatizing way we refer to depression is an illness, a problem. But it is just a disorder that people go through. Feelings of frustration, emptiness, anger that people go through. Yes.
Yeah, and there's a difference between depression and sadness.
There is.
The difference between depression and sadness is that many people who are depressed, they don't know the cause of depression.
They feel empty.
Yeah.
But they can't put a finger on what it is that makes them feel empty and sad. Yeah. And have low self-esteem. And
unlike people who are sad, they normally know the cause of sadness.
It may be that something happened to them, but they feel sad.
Yeah. You can just know it's because maybe I don't have some cash, that's why I'm sad. Maybe I broke up with my boyfriend, that's why I'm sad.
That's why I'm sad. But so depression is deeper than that.
Yeah.
And it goes for a long period of time. You know?
Yeah.
And it has to like disrupt your normal activities.
Yeah.
Bathing, brushing your teeth, the very little subtle activities that you do, they affect them. And
so there are several types of depression, and let's go straight to the types of depression.
So
because many people can generalize like depression is depression, but indeed we have types of depression.
Yeah, we have clinical depression. Mostly happens for a long period of time. We have dysthymia, also known as the persistent depressive disorder. Yeah, it's mild but happens for a long period of time. Yeah, I must say that for clinical depression, it is both psychosocial and biological.
Wow.
Yes, we also have bipolar 1 and bipolar 2. These are extreme moods. We have very extreme highs and very extreme lows. Yeah, and for the lows, that's where depression comes in. They have really bad depressive episodes that happen to them.
And the
postnatal, also known as the postpartum, that happens to moms who have just given birth to kids.
Yeah, and so there are also some causes of depression. What are the causes of depression? Because you know, sometimes we may understand someone is depressed, but we don't know what is this cause of depression.
And then experts can't really say that this is no. We can say there are triggers or likelihoods that depression was caused by this and this. One of them is family. Or genes. You know, say your genetic makeup, say your grandfather or some uncle somewhere was depressed, then you also inherit. So it could be generational.
And I want to say something concerning the genes. It's not intentional.
Yeah, it's not.
It's like a disorder that comes according to the family. Yeah. And because it's genes, you have to seek medical attention.
Exactly. Sometimes it could be due to the environment.
Wow.
The environment around you could be a trigger. You know? If your lifestyle is all about drugs, this could be a trigger for you. Yeah. If you feel lonely, you have no one around you, this could be a trigger.
Yeah. Or also some traumas. You may have undergone a childhood trauma, or even during when you're with your family members, they may be abusing you, or you are also sexually abused, or you know, and this can cause addiction. And to mention something, you said something more concerning drug addiction.
Yeah, drug addiction. Sometimes we think that drugs will solve all our problems.
Very
which
true.
is a lie. What happens when you take drugs is they are going to stimulate you. For example, alcohol is a stimulant.
Yeah.
It could stimulate you with it produces dopamine. You feel there's the reward system in your brain. You feel good about yourself. Yeah. And when in real sense, this is just a short-term solution. It doesn't wholly solve the problem. It does not.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
And something about drug addiction is that many people think that it solves the problem, and it doesn't solve the problem. What you end up is dependency, and it leads to addiction.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So
another reason would be the brain structure.
Wow.
How the brain is structured could be one of the reasons that you're depressed. The frontal lobe, the frontal part of your brain, is a part called the frontal lobe. When it is small, or the hippocampus, when it's small, you tend to be more depressed. So that when your brain structure is different in such a manner, you tend to be depressed.
And it has to be small when it's small.
When it's small. Yes.
Wow.
Sometimes when people have trauma, head injury or trauma in the brain, they also tend to have depression.
Most of the time when you have you get to an accident.
Yeah, when you get involved in an accident. Yes.
And so let us see signs and symptoms of depression. Somewhere out there you can be, wow, is this what these people are talking about? Am I having a stomachache? Am I having headache? Am I having a flu? And you're like, am I depressed?
No, you can't be depressed because you have a flu. No. But a headache could be. Now I must mention that these symptoms vary according to age and gender.
Wow.
Men, women, and children have different symptoms, or they could be the same, but there are differences. For example, men to be more aggressive, women tend to be more quiet, and children tend to be more stubborn. The kid doesn't want to go to school. A child doesn't want to doesn't perform well. You wonder what is wrong with this kid.
Yeah.
The kid could be depressed,
and you don't know. And I can say that this is how they react to the stimulus. You understand?
Exactly.
Maybe there's a particular time, or when you were facing that depression, you're feeling depressed, but how you portray it can vary from the gender, the age.
Right.
Wow.
Right. So there are different signs and symptoms. You can divide them into seven. We have mood, emotions, we have sexual desires, we have behavior, we have cognition. And these are just ways you can know. So for example, the mood of a person could be angry, frustrated, irritated. So these are
the signs and symptoms
when it comes to mood.
Concerning emotion, you can feel hopeless. You can feel empty.
Low self-esteem.
You're feeling low self-esteem. You don't want to interact with anybody. Your mood is totally not there.
Exactly. With behavior, you tend to have suicidal thoughts.
Yeah.
You don't want to wake up in the morning. You just want to die in your sleep.
Wow.
Yes.
Is that serious?
It tends to get serious, and that is why people need to speak up. People need to speak up and say they're going through something. Yeah. When it comes to sexual interest, people.
This is for the married ones.
Yeah. People tend to have low sex drive and desires. Yeah.
And concerning the physical, how do you know that I'm feeling depressed? What's the physical change?
The physical would be they are very fatigued.
Wow.
You are most times you're very tired. You have headaches. You have body pains,
fatigue. And joint pains.
Joint pains. You are always tired. You know, sometimes we have what we call stress bodies. You know. Yeah. And then our bodies get frustrated. And depression these body frustrations could be an example of depression. Yes.
Are there any other signs and symptoms?
Sometimes we could have ulcers.
Because of stress.
Because of stress and depression.
Another thing is concerning depression. You have to have 5 signs and symptoms.
You have to have 5
according to the
DSM-5
criteria.
Yes.
So if you're diagnosed with depression, it takes 5 symptoms. So it can either be emotional, physical, cognitive, or even sexual,
behavioral,
or even behavioral. So 5 of them. It doesn't have to be specific, but the moment you have 5 of them, you can be having depression. And concerning depression, you need to understand it's a mood disorder.
It's a mood
You're not
disorder.
psyched up doing anything.
You don't want to do anything.
You're feeling hopeless, empty. You want to die.
You don't want to get out of bed.
out of bed.
Yes.
And there's a certain story. There was this guy that this guy doesn't, he never went out, you know. He isolated himself from the society.
Right. And I think one of the main things that you could note, you know, sometimes there's the depression, clinical depression, where someone wears a mask.
Yeah.
They smile, they look happy, but they are going through really tough times.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let us see.
So social isolation. It's okay.
Yeah.
Social isolation is one of the reasons.
Wow.
Or one of the symptoms rather.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Moraa, I want to see some complication that comes with depression.
Yeah.
Because you can have depression, and let's see some of the side effects.
Yeah.
What are these effects?
Let's call them the complications that come with depression. You know, once you have depression and these signs, what happens?
Yeah.
One, you tend to either gain weight or lose weight. Again, you can have suicidal thoughts. There is self-harm. When you see someone with a lot of marks in their body. And cutting marks, bruises, this could be a sign of depression.
Another complication is drug addiction. Yeah. When someone is depressed, you'll find that this person is depending on drug. And we have said that, yes, a drug is a stimulus, but it can't solve that problem. Yes, it will make you happy at that particular time, but the problem is going to be there. So
drug abuse is never
the solution. Is anxiety,
panic attack. To get anxious, you get to get panic attacks, anxiety attacks as well. This could be a complication due to depression. Yes.
And because you have talked about complication, what is depression, now my audience outside there, they now know what is depression. Yeah. It's not when you refuse to eat today, tomorrow you eating.
No, not at all. No, it's deeper. It's deeper than that.
It's deeper.
Yes.
So I want to see how can you deal with depression, because you have made it clear outside there. It's something that you should seek for help.
You have to seek for help. It's not something you can treat yourself. Yeah. Let me say it's bigger than that. Yeah. And sometimes you need more than one. You can't just say I will give you therapy alone. Yeah. It could be therapy plus exercise plus social support. Yeah. You can just get one way of dealing with depression. Okay, so one of the ways is therapy. We have different types of therapy. We have cognitive behavioral therapy. Wow. We have behavioral therapy. We have light therapy, psychoeducation, and psychotherapy as ways people deal with depression.
And another way is medical. You can take
antidepressants.
We are not doctors, but we know these things from psychology.
Yes.
So we are trying to...
We advise.
Yeah, we are advising you, and also... so that you can be aware, you understand?
Information is power. Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. And someone can be outside there at home, they are just sleeping and feeling like you can't do anything.
And they're not sure what is going on.
Yes. Yeah, so these are some of the treatments you can seek. And is there any other thing apart from the therapy, medication?
Exercise is very important.
Yeah.
Exercise is very important. It tends to help you deal with depression by increasing your mood level. You tend to be happier when you exercise. Again, I think we talked about dopamine before. Dopamine. It is a neurotransmitter. Neurotransmitters are the way your body speaks to itself. Yeah. When your brain wants your hand to move, it sends a neurotransmitter. So it tells your hand move and your hand moves. Yeah, so that's what neurotransmitters are all about. They're electric signals in your body. So dopamine is one of them, okay? And it helps. It is a reward system. When you do something good for yourself, you feel good. Okay? Yeah. And once you feel good, your serotonin levels rise. Okay?
Wow.
Yes.
And another thing is the food that you eat.
The food that you eat is also very important.
Because I normally say garbage in, garbage out. Whatever you eat is whatever you
are what you eat. Yes.
So the moment you feel depressed and that time you don't feel like eating, you have no appetite. There's some advice I would love to say is that do whatever the depression is telling you not to do. Like if you don't feel to eat, try and eat.
You have the power.
You have the power.
You fight it.
You're in control.
You are in control. Yes.
You're in charge of your body.
Yes.
So, and something, I want to say something more concerning depression. Depression can also be a feeling. The moment that you say you have the power, you're in charge of your body. There's something that I've just remembered is because you can feel depressed. You can feel unhappy. It's a feeling. But if you use your mind, you can be able to be in charge of your body to get rid of that feeling. You can be able to psych yourself up. You're feeling more happier, you can come out of it, you feel more stronger.
Of course, with support, with a lot of therapy.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes it's deeper.
Yeah.
It's deeper than just a feeling then. It's deeper than just a feeling. Because sometimes I would like to get up. I would like to do something with my life. I would like to get out. I would like to bathe, brush my teeth, see my friends.
Yeah.
But I cannot.
But I want to say something that you're stronger than that.
Yes.
You're stronger.
Yes.
The main point is you're stronger.
Surround yourself with some positive energy.
Wow.
That is what it's all about. Yes, surround yourself with some positive energy, some positive vibes.
Yeah.
And this is mostly for the support system of a person dealing with depression.
Yeah, your friends.
Yes, your friends, your partners, your
church,
parents, your community, your church. Because this is something that is happening, Diana.
Yeah.
Yeah? So you as a support system, it may not be you going through it, but someone else is going through it.
Yeah.
Offer support. Because you could just be that pillar that is holding someone who is dealing with depression.
Yeah. And try also to check on your friends.
Check on your friends.
Try to check on them. Try to say, hello, how you doing? And not like, hi.
Not always, you know. Sometimes we are... it's dry conversation.
Hi, how are you doing? You know this question, hi, how are you doing? I'm fine. And
yeah, exactly. Sometimes say you're not fine. Yeah. Okay? And I would urge us to, when you're asking somebody, hi, how are you doing? Let it not just be as a by the way, as a formality. Be genuinely concerned. You know, I think one of the reasons why people say I am fine when they're not fine is because they feel that these guys are not genuine. They're not genuinely, they don't genuinely want to know how I'm doing. They just want to know how I'm doing. So
how I'm doing
they as a perhaps gossip about me. You know, it happens. It happens. Yeah. So find a support system. Yeah. And okay, friends. Be around people who genuinely care about you.
And for friends outside there, sometimes you don't have to talk to them. Like, you don't have to go and give advice.
You don't.
Be there to hear.
And for most people who are going through depression, they actually don't need advice per se. Wow. They want someone to listen.
To listen.
A listening ear.
Wow. Yeah. So when you pay attention to someone, that makes them feel more comfortable. Yeah. And there's something about sharing. What happens when you share this issue?
It's important to share, because one of the main reasons people actually die by suicide is because they kept it all in. I like to use the example of someone who usually sweeps all the dirt under the carpet. You know, when you feel this way, you sweep it under the carpet. Yeah. You sweep it under the carpet. Your carpet tends to smell. Your house will smell. Yeah. And it's the same thing with ourselves. When you can't... when you can't let it out in a healthy way, we tend to let it out in an unhealthy way, and it affects us. So you have to get proper coping mechanisms. Yeah.
And there are another example that I normally love using is like a pressure cooker. The more you cover a pressure cooker, the pressure will automatically explode. When everything is too much, anytime you cover your problems under the pillow, they'll come out. One time you're going to break down,
just explode. You know, sometimes you hear couples fought over something small. Yeah. And the other one, I don't know, did something bad to the other. Sometimes all the pent up negativity that blows up. So sharing. So thank you so much. I think we had a very nice time with you. Yeah, I had fun. I'm glad to have talked about this, because it is a very timely conversation.
Wow. And so what can you tell my audience outside there? Because now they have known about depression, we have seen some of the ways they can cope, the complications that comes with depression, signs and symptoms of depression. What is this advice you can tell someone? Tell your friend, talk to them, your friends, tell your family outside there.
Be kind. Wow. Always be kind. Always. Be kind to every person you meet. It doesn't have to be someone you know. Be kind to a stranger, be kind to a child, be kind to an old man. You do not know what this person is going through, so always be kind. Wow. Kindness wins at the end of the day.
Wow. Yes. So thank you so much for coming. I hope you're going to come again.
Yes, if you invite me, of course.
Yeah, I will invite you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel,
subscribe. Yes.
We are here to enlighten you, to inspire you. We are real, genuine to everybody. So if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe and share this video. You never know who needs it most.
Yes.
And the last thing, like our video. This normally encourages me. Thank you so much for those who have already supported me by subscribing. I love your vibes, guys.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye bye. Thank you for watching.